Hello, everyone. I'm live. Yay. Happy Friday to all of you. I hope you're all doing so super well today. I'm coming on to do another Friday teaching. I think my computer's a bit crooked. But whatever. If this is your first time tuning into me, my name is Stef. I'm a psychic business empowerment coach, and I teach people how to manifest whatever they want in their personal lives as well as their businesses. I do this through teaching people how to understand energy and how to create with energy, and how to shift their energy to bring themselves into alignment or become more of a match for the things that they desire, so that those things start being attracted to them or start coming into their lives like magnets. Like they just become magnets for what they want, and they just starts coming in. So that's how I help people. And every Friday I come on here onto my YouTube channel to do a free teaching that I am guided to speak on. And so I don't have a specific time for these teachings, but usually in the daytime on Fridays. And today I am saying hello to you all from Guanajuato, Mexico. I've been traveling around Mexico for a little bit over 3 months now. And today it's a new place. So if you've noticed that the locations where I'm at change from time to time in my videos, it's because I'm traveling and I'm in a new place all the time. So that's part of being location independent. So if you're catching the replay or the recording of this video, please let me know that you caught this. Feel free to share your thoughts, your questions in the comments below. I always love to hear back from you guys. If you enjoy the video, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet already. So the topic for today, what I got asked to speak on today, was flowing in the direction of who you truly are, okay? So what they wanted me to explain to all of you today, and by they, I'm talking about my guides, because I channel the teachings with my guides, my spirit guides, and they tell me what messages I need to share today and how to share them. So what they wanted me to remind everyone of today is that well-being is a natural state of the universe, okay? It is how life is supposed to be, because energy is constantly moving, it's constantly flowing, which means that if things are flowing, things are going well. And so well-being is how the world is intended to be. It's its natural state, it's its default. So if you may have heard me speak on health issues in the past, you know that it is one of my firm and core beliefs that the body can be completely healed of whatever is ailing it, whether it's paralyzation, whether it's issues with vision, whether it's cancer, whatever it is. It's my firm belief, at least, that those things can be completely healed and done with, and the body can put itself back into a state of pristine health. And so that's because, again, going with this premise of well-being is a natural state of the universe, you are intended to have good health always, for the energy in your body to flow effortlessly in order to promote that great health. But what happens is that when there are certain blockages or certain things that prevent that flow of energy in your body to flow effortlessly, then those things start kind of building up, and that's how disease will come about a lot of times, okay? And so, but when your body is under the best conditions, it is able to regenerate itself, to heal itself naturally, because that's how our bodies are. This is why, when we have a cut, a lot of times our body has its natural intelligence to be able to heal that cut and to close up that wound instead of allowing it to remain open. Or when we get sick and we are, what's the word in English? I guess like spitting out or releasing a lot of like mucus and things like that. That's our body's natural way of getting all of these toxic things out, or these nasty things out of our bodies, in order for us to get back into good health right away. So our body can naturally heal itself. It can naturally put itself in a state of well-being when we allow it to be under those, when we give it the conditions to do so. So by conditions, I mean letting go of the stress, resting, taking it easy, letting go of whatever's troubling us in that moment, and so on and so forth, right? So this means that because well-being is the natural state of the universe, it's the natural state of our bodies, it's the natural state of everything. It means your life is intended to have well-being in it all the time, and that your life can powerfully transform as well under the proper conditions. So just like when you are ill or you're trying to release some kind of disease or ailment, and you take certain measures in order to promote that well-being, the same thing comes with or happens with your life. When you create the optimal conditions for your life, then your life also gets to thrive and gets to experience this natural well-being. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay, we achieve this by allowing ourselves to tune into the guidance of who we truly are. And who we truly are is often referred to as our higher self, our inner being, our soul. And so when you allow yourself to be guided by your inner knowing, this soul, this higher self, this inner being, when you allow yourself to be guided by that, you're going with the flow of energy of who you truly are and going in the direction of that flow so that things can start flowing into your life and well-being can come back and be part of your life again. So your soul, it's a spiritual version of you that is made up of a consciousness and energy. And this energy is constantly flowing. And so your soul knows what direction to take you down all the time. It knows what direction you need to go down to fulfill your greatest desires, because when you're here as a human being and you're experiencing certain experiences in life or situations, based on that life experience, you start having these certain desires for more of certain things and less of certain things. And when you have that clarity, your soul, this consciousness, this energy is going to try to guide you in the direction of that so that you can flow with the natural well-being that you're intended to experience in this life. Because as you see things in your life experiences that you want more of, that you want less of, and for you, that's like, yes, my well-being will be promoted if I have more of this and less of this, then of course your soul is going to try to guide you down that path, because well-being is your natural state. It's what you're intended to experience all the time. So your soul knows what next steps you need to take, what you need to talk about next, what you need to create next, etc. Your soul knows all the next steps you need to take in order to move in this direction. But when you're feeling frustrated in your life, when you're feeling blocked or uncertain or fearful, or like you're in a kind of monotony, when you feel like you're not flowing with life, like you're stuck there in that moment with some kind of frustration, emotion, sadness, uncertainty, lack of clarity, monotony, when you're in that kind of space, that is indicating to you that you're not flowing with the energy of who you truly are. And so a lot of times that feeling of frustration or lack of flow or uncertainty or monotony and so on happens because we're creating this. We are creating this either consciously or unconsciously. And so how we're creating it unconsciously or consciously is because we have a lot of fears and limiting beliefs in ourselves that are keeping us from flowing in the direction that we need to flow in. So when we have these fears or limiting beliefs, a lot of times they're unknown to us. A lot of times we don't have awareness of them. But when we do have awareness, that's good. But the thing is that these limiting beliefs and fears, they cause us to feel frustration and confusion and lack of clarity and so on and so forth. Because what happens is that if these things are coming up for you, if you have these fears and limiting beliefs around moving forward with your purpose, for example, and you don't feel like it's safe for you to move forward with your purpose, you don't feel like it will be well accepted, you don't feel like you'll have success with it, you don't feel like you have the time for it, and you have all of these limiting beliefs and fears around why you can't move forward with your purpose, right? Or why you won't succeed with it. If you're consciously thinking that, then you're going to keep yourself from taking the action steps that you need to take in order to move in the direction of your purpose. And so by not moving forward in the direction of your purpose and holding yourself back and keeping yourself holding on to a current career situation that isn't fulfilling to you, that isn't lighting you up and so on, you're going to sit there and you're going to feel frustrated with life. You're going to feel like your life has no purpose, no meaning. You're going to feel frustrated. And That's because you're not allowing yourself to flow in the direction of your purpose. You're not taking those action steps to move you forward in that direction so that you can feel that fulfillment, that sense of purpose in life. Again, that happiness, that joy. Does that make sense? And a lot of times people will have these unconscious limiting beliefs and fears around moving forward with their purpose. So they're not even aware that they're holding themselves back from moving forward with their purpose. They are focused on so many other things that keep them from having the awareness around these limiting beliefs and fears. And so what happens is that because they're focused on other things and they're not really looking at this other stuff, all of a sudden they sit there and they feel uncertain about life. They feel like they're just going through the motions. They feel like they're just unfulfilled and they can't seem to point their finger on it. They feel that lack of clarity. They feel, just that lack of clarity, that confusion, that like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I'm doing these things and I don't know. I feel like there's something more, but I don't know what. And that sense of frustration and confusion that they're feeling is because they're not flowing in the direction of their purpose. And they're not flowing in the direction of their purpose because they're focused on all these other things, and they're allowing these other things to create this confusion inside of themselves. Does that make sense? Hey, Lorette, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. When we aren't flowing and we aren't aware of them, are actively working on, what comes up? What do you recommend when we are flowing? So, okay, cool. So when you aren't flowing with the energy of who you are, and you don't even have the awareness of why you're not flowing with the energy of who you are, what I recommend is taking a step back and asking, okay, what am I feeling right now? In terms of, in this case, my career purpose, or what am I feeling about my life, or what am I feeling about this relationship? Whatever is the situation that you feel stuck on, that you feel like it's not what you want it to be and you want it to be different and you're ready for it to be different, whatever that situation or area of your life is, first tune into what you're feeling, okay? Is it frustration? Is it confusion? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it fear? What is it that's coming up for you first? Identify your emotion. Then the next thing I want you to do is ask yourself, okay, why am I feeling this emotion? What is it that I'm believing about the situation that is causing me to feel this emotion? Okay. Because what I teach my clients all the time, and what I'm happy to share with you, I've shared this in the past, I think, is that if you're feeling some kind of way over whatever's happening, see, a lot of times clients will come to me and they'll say, I don't know why I'm feeling this, but I'm just feeling it. We always have the answers within ourselves. When you think that you don't have the answers, that's just resistance, because you always have the answers. So I don't know what's happening outside there, but anyway. So what's happening is when you can identify that feeling, then I want you to understand, okay, what is it about what you're perceiving about the situation or what's going on that could be creating that feeling, that emotion for you? What is it that you're believing in that moment about the situation or the future or whatever it is? And tuning into that, because when you can ask yourself that question and then start bringing up what you're truly believing and feeling and thinking, or how you're perceiving that situation in the moment, then you can see those limiting beliefs and fears that you have coming up for you. Then you can actually do something about them. So when you can identify the limiting beliefs and fears coming up for you, then you can shift them into more of what you do want and move in the direction of what you desire. So this is how you start bringing awareness to them when you're feeling stuck. Okay, I hope that helped. Let me know if you have any more questions as you're watching live or the replay. I can always do another video. So these feelings that you're having, these low vibrational feelings that you're having, are indicators that you're not flowing with who you truly are. Because who you truly are on the spiritual level is this version of you that feels that deep clarity, that feels that joy, that abundance, that fulfillment, that excitement. That is who you truly are, okay? And so I'm glad that helped, Laura. Thank you for your question. I appreciate you. So when you are not feeling that, it's because you're not really flowing. And that's okay. I don't want you to get upset. I don't want you to be frustrated with yourself any more than you are. I just want you to be like, this is actually a good thing that I'm able to identify these emotions and understand that because I'm feeling these low vibrational emotions, I'm not really flowing with who I truly am. So this now gives me the opportunity to tune into that and to see what that's about, so that I can then allow myself to flow with who I truly am and be on the path of my highest good again, be of the path of my greatest desires and fulfillment and abundance. Okay. So these are all great opportunities when you're able to identify this stuff. So the reason a lot of times that we feel this fear, this frustration, this anger, this sadness, this monotony, this lack of clarity, and so on, is because our soul is trying to guide us down the path of our greatest desires. And a lot of times, stepping into the path of our greatest desires is stepping into the unknown. It's stepping into the new. It's stepping into something that we're not familiar with. And it's trying to take us in that direction, okay? And so if we are consciously afraid of moving in that direction, we'll consciously be afraid of or be aware of the limiting beliefs and fears of why we don't want to go down that path. Maybe we think we won't succeed. Maybe we think we will get hurt. Maybe we think that people will judge us or make fun of us or whatever it is if we move in that direction. And then a lot of times, if we're not aware of why we're fearful of moving down that path, then we won't know exactly why we're afraid of moving down that path, but we'll feel like this certain unease and comfort, like, there's something off here. We'll feel that it's like a weird drop in your heart, maybe, or in your gut, that you'll feel like, I need to go in this direction, but I don't know why. And I feel like it's not safe to move in that direction yet, and I'm going to hold back. So your soul is trying to take you down this path that you have never walked down, because your desires, the things that you want in your life, you've never more than likely experienced them before, or haven't experienced them in the way in which you want to experience. And so this stepping into the unknown, stepping into the new, stepping into doing things differently will oftentimes create these low vibrational emotional states, because there are conscious and unconscious fears around stepping into the unknown, okay? Now, it's important for you to understand that in order for you to move in the direction of your desires, you have to get comfortable with stepping into the unknown, okay? Because if you really want new and amazing things that you've never had before, it requires you to do things differently than you've done them before. It requires you to take different action steps, to take different decisions, to do things in a different way in order for you to move in the direction that you want to go in. And so you have to understand that if your soul is pulling you in a certain direction, and it's new for you, it's unknown, maybe it's scary or whatever, you have to know and understand that your soul is pulling you in that direction because your soul knows the steps that you need to take along the way to keep you going and to keep you experiencing greater success and greater fulfillment and greater joy and greater manifestations of what you want. Your soul knows the way, and you just have to lean into that and learn to trust that and learn to allow yourself to be guided and to step into the unknown. And so this call of your soul, it's not going to stop. It's going to continue to grow, because as you continue to sit there and feel frustrated and unfulfilled or not abundant or not happy or whatever it is that you're feeling that's out of alignment with who you truly are, as you sit there in those low vibrational states and maybe in those less than ideal situations that you're experiencing or circumstances that you're experiencing, as you sit there, when you're sitting in those states, you're asking for more of the opposite. You're asking for a solution to everything that you're experiencing. You're asking to feel better. You're asking to feel lit up. You're asking to experience more abundance, more joy, more happiness, and whatever it is that you want in your life. And so your soul receives that message and is like, cool, you want this? I'm on it. Let's go in this direction. Come follow me. I'm going to take you in that direction that you keep asking me to go in. Let's go in this way. And so your soul is going to continue to pull you in that direction again and again. And that call is going to grow stronger and stronger and stronger as you continue to experience misalignment. So as you continue to experience, lack of fulfillment, lack of purpose, this feeling of not being abundant, of not being happy or whatever, that call is going to grow stronger and stronger and stronger because you want the opposite. Okay. And so what happens is that when you allow yourself to flow with the energy of who you truly are, it's like you're in a river and you allow yourself to flow downstream with that river. You allow yourself to be effortlessly guided to where you need to go to. And so when you're flowing down this river, maybe you can't see 1 or 2 or 5 miles down the river, but it's guiding you exactly where it needs to go, to the ocean or whatever it is, the big body of water that is all of the abundance and the magic that you desire to experience. It's taking you in that direction. But when you allow yourself to hold on to those low vibrational states, those limiting beliefs and fears, it's like you're swimming against the flow, or the flow of the river, the current. You're trying to swim upstream. And you need to understand that you always have free will to swim upstream if you want. You can resist going with the flow. You can resist, effortlessly being brought to your desires and keep going upstream if you want and swim against that current. But you need to understand that eventually you're going to grow tired swimming against the current. Eventually you're just going to have to give up and surrender because you're going to be too tired to keep swimming, and the current's going to take you anyway. And so this is one of the messages that they wanted me to share, is kind of like, yes, you have free will to swim upstream or swim against the current, or to continue to hold on to the stories or the fears or the limiting beliefs that keep you from moving in the direction you feel called to move in, you want to move into. But the thing is that eventually you're going to grow tired, and eventually you're going to be put on the path anyway. So why not just go on the path now? Why not choose to consciously take yourself downstream and to allow yourself to be guided by your soul, by the consciousness and energy of who you truly are, and understanding that even though you can't see further down the road or how it's going to work out or whatever it is, you can't see those miles ahead down the river or down your path, you need to understand that your soul, your higher self, the spiritual aspect of you, has it all worked out, has the next steps for you. And all you need to do is just be willing to take that step one at a time, and allowing that to carry you forward again and again and again until you see your desires manifested for you magically, effortlessly. And you're like, wow, I can't believe I actually was able to do this. That's because it was all worked out for you step by step by step, because you allowed yourself to go with the flow of the guidance of who you truly are. And because you allowed yourself to flow and to act on those things, you then get to create that and manifest that into your life. So this is what they wanted me to say to all of you, is that this flow of energy of who you truly are is always trying to take you to new levels of expansion and personal power, and everything that you've been asking for. It's always trying to take you in that direction. So all you can do in this moment, as you feel that pull trying to take you in that direction, is to do your best to show up as the highest version of yourself, okay, in this moment, and to show up as the highest version of yourself that you can actually wrap your head around, that feels like, okay, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could believe that. I could show up like that. Okay, not this gigantically empowered version of yourself, because even though that's who you truly are, this really amazing, powerful, confident, abundant, all capable being, if that feels like such a huge stretch for you to become that person because you don't see yourself being in that way, maybe you don't see yourself commanding respect in that way, having the success on that level, and so on and so forth, that's going to be too big of a stretch for you. So try to step into the highest version of yourself that you can wrap your head around at this time, and ask yourself questions like, well, what would the most empowered version of myself that version of myself think about this situation, or handle this situation, or decide in regards to this situation, etc. What would the most empowered version of myself that I feel I could be, or that I am, do about the situation or this decision or whatever it is? And try to get in that headspace. And then whatever that first thing that pops into your head is, go and do that thing. Go and take that action step forward, make that decision, whatever it is that you need to do, but go do that thing. Because when you do that, that's you receiving the guidance of who you truly are, connecting with more of who you truly are. And then by you taking action on that, you're allowing yourself to flow more with who you are, because you're showing up more as that person. And as you make those different action steps or decisions, or you shift your perspective, etc., then you're allowing yourself to more effortlessly flow in that direction, and allowing the energy to carry you in that direction. And so what they wanted me to share with you to finalize this teaching today is to let go of the fear. Let go of the fears that you have around maybe not getting what you desire, not being able to create what you desire, not being able to maybe achieve what you desire or to have the life that you want. Let go of the fears around that, because you need to understand that when you want something, it's done, it's created. Your soul, your higher self, your inner being, you want to call it, knows the path or the steps that you need to take one step at a time to get you there. It's already done. And all you need to do is to allow yourself to flow with that. And how you flow with that is by showing up or trying to connect with the highest version of you in this moment and deciding, how would I do this differently if I was the most empowered person that I could be, the most empowered version of myself that I could be, and then doing things in this way, and understanding that anytime you feel a low vibrational state or emotion or fear, limiting belief, whatever it is, that is you temporarily not connecting fully with who you truly are. That is the human constructs that you're holding on to that you need to release in order to allow yourself to let go of that fear, let go of that anxiety, and allow yourself to flow forward. So an example that I have for you very quickly to end this teaching that I feel called to share, and I shared recently in my group. So I have a free Facebook community on Facebook. It's called Manifesting Your Impact. If you want to join us, the links are in the description below. You're more than welcome to follow me on social media. But I do free teachings on my Facebook, in my Facebook group, and on my Facebook business page. And something that I recently shared was how I am currently dating someone, and we have been in discussions on talking about the future and our future together and all this other stuff. And so very early on, there was this idea of, is this person going to come and travel with me? What's going to happen to this relationship? Because I have every intention of continuing to be location independent, and this person at the time had to be in Peru. And so the thing is that as the relationship has evolved and things have taken place, it came down to the point where, I had to make a decision, like, Stephanie, are you gonna do this? Do you want to do this first and foremost? Is this something that you truly desire? And my heart was saying, yes, I want to travel with this person. I want to have these adventures and do these things with this person and share these experiences and so on with this person. But then in the back of my mind, human ego, human limiting beliefs and fears, there was all this resistance around that. There was all this crap around, can we really make this work? Do I have the capacity to do this? And blah, 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 all the stories and so on. And that was making me go back and forth, like, do I do it? I don't know. Do I do it? I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe, I don't know. I was just going back and forth with myself for a while, having a tug of war, because that's what we do. When we're feeling that tug of war, that resistance, that frustration, or whatever it is, that fear, that lack of clarity, that feeling of, I don't know what the next step is, I don't know, that is when we're not really fully connecting to who we truly are, and we're not flowing with who we are and our desires. And so I had to finally snap myself out of it and be like, what the hell do you want? Do you want to do this? What is the first thing that comes into your head? And I was like, yes, this would make me really happy. This would make me really happy. I want to do this. All right, then fucking decide already. Decide this is what you want. Decide this is what you're going to do, and move forward in the direction of that, instead of going back and forth with yourself, lying to yourself that you don't know what the right thing to do is. We always know what the right thing to do for ourselves is. And the right thing to do is what would make you happy. What would make you happy? And whatever that thing is, go and do the damn thing. Okay? Stop putting fear into your heart about thinking that you're going to make a mistake or whatever it is. Don't do that. Snap yourself out of it. Do the thing that makes you happy, because again, that's you listening to that inner guidance from your soul, trying to pull you in the direction of your desires and of your greatest fulfillment, joy, and all the stuff. And so that made me happy. So when I finally allowed myself to accept that and to lean into that and to be like, this is what I'm doing, I'm going to decide. There's no more back and forth. There's no more questioning, whether it will work out or whatever it is. I'm going to trust that this is my next step. This is what needs to be. And I'm going to move in that direction. And once I did that, I felt like so much heaviness had been just taken off of my shoulders, because I finally allowed myself to flow with the freaking current instead of swimming against it. questioning, am I doing the right thing? Do I have the capacity to do this? And all this other stuff. Instead of swimming against the freaking current, I finally just allowed myself to flow and to be like, this is what it is. And I know I'm going to be guided, and the steps are going to be shown to me, and it's all going to work out just as it always has, because the steps have always been shown to me. They're always shown to you all the time. I had no idea, absolutely no idea how I would be living the life I'm living today 3 years ago. 3 years ago, my circumstances were much different. And I couldn't have imagined or wrapped my head around being able to do what I've been doing this last year and a half, especially, traveling through Mexico on my own and all this other stuff. No idea, but the steps have always been provided to me, because every time I stepped into something that I really, really wanted, like having my own apartment or traveling location independent or whatever it is, all the steps have always been provided. And so that's what you need to understand, is allow yourself to tune into that inner guidance that is trying to lead you to your greatest joy, your greatest happiness. Ask yourself, what would the highest, most empowered version of myself do in the situation, believe, think, act, or what would really make me happy? And then whatever that is, go and do that thing, and trust that the steps will be given to you one by one, that you're flowing down the current, and it's all going to work out. Stop fighting with yourself. Stop, having that inner struggle and creating that inner struggle, because we're the ones creating this inner struggle. Nobody else is doing that. That's us up in our heads, trying to figure out all the next steps and the things and the possibilities and so on and so forth, instead of just taking this present moment to just connect with who we truly are, do what really lights us up, do what the most empowered version of ourselves that's connected to that amazing truth of ours, of our heart and soul, that we're so loved and supported, so abundant, that we're always having things work out for us, connecting with that space and allowing that to guide you, and then doing that next step, whatever that is. So I really hope that this has helped you today. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give this video a thumbs up or like wherever you're watching from. Definitely share this video with anyone that you think would benefit from it if you feel called to do so. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel so that you always get these teachings every Friday. And whenever else I come on and do them, I also do monthly energy readings. Recently, I did a September energy reading here on my YouTube channel. So I do them every month. For here, I also do weekly energy readings, but that's on my Facebook business page. So like I said, if you want to join me on social media like Instagram and Facebook, my social media links are in the description of this video. I thank you all so much for your time. If you're ready to really flow with more of who you truly are, if you're ready to embody more of the true, powerful you that always knows the next steps for you, always knows what you need to do next, what you need to create next, what next steps you need to take in your life and your business and so on. And you really want to take your business, if you have one, or if you have a business that you want to create, in the direction of your greatest growth and expansion and success, then I invite you to join me in Soul Line Magic. This is my 8-week program in which I work with you for 8 weeks in a group setting to really help you to release all of this, mental stuff, the mental war that we have with ourselves and the limiting beliefs and fears, and really helping you to let that stuff go, learn how to silence that voice in your head of doubt and fear and uncertainty, and really help you to increase the voice of your inner being, your higher self, your soul, whatever you want to call it, so that you can more easily and effortlessly tap into the next steps you need to take, the next programs you need to create, services you need to promote, action steps you need to take in order to market successfully, and so on. And to be able to lean into that more easily and effortlessly, so that you know that you're taking the action steps that are guiding you to your greatest success, and then bringing yourself more into alignment with who you truly are, so that by raising your vibration, you're going to be able to be a match for the clients and the success that you desire. So that is what I'm teaching in Soul Line Magic. It's very powerful. All my programs and things that I do always help people powerfully shift their energy and start manifesting out of nowhere. So if this speaks to you, I invite you to check out the link in the description of this video. The link for Soul Line Magic is there. If you have any questions, reach out to me via YouTube or Facebook, my social medias. And if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer them for you. So thank you for sharing. P.S. Your copy link has 33 in it. Thank you, Loretta. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. I send you so much love. Have an amazing weekend, everyone. Take care. Bye.